Hey guys, Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below. Turn on notifications, hit the bell, leave that awesome like on the video. We're here. With the support of YouTube Shopping, you can get the new Mengao jerseys, the Manto Branco, the Manto 1 Branco just released. They're already available on Shopee and also on YouTube Shopping. Long sleeve too, man. The new products are amazing. All Flamengo gear. You can get original official products on YouTube Shopping. And you really help Mengo a lot, right? And look, it's a big release here thanks to the official Flamengo stores, okay? Check it out. Tetra, the box. Beautiful box, right? 4-time Libertadores champions. It won't last long. We're going to be 5-time champions, right? So it won't last long. There you go. 4-time champions of America. But it's a commemorative for 2025. Danilo even received it. Look at this watch. You can get yours too at the official stores. You can secure it, man. This watch is crazy, right? Man, it's spectacular. Look, its price is 699.99, 700 raised, but it's quite a piece, right? It's a watch, right? Spectacular. Look at this. Look at that, man. Awesome. Let me put it on here. I'll tell you guys. I'm already in love. I'm already in love. Look at this, man. It's delicate. Really nice. It's not one of those super bulky watches, you know? It's a watch that you can easily wear anywhere, man. A fine watch, man. Really awesome, huh? And here, hold on. I'll put it here. A bit neater. That's it. A bit tighter. I'm a bit thinner, right? Look at that. And man, look at that beautiful watch. Look here, Flamengo Tetra. And wow, spectacular, spectacular. So it's Flamengo's new watch, okay? Wow, spectacular, man. I'm in love with this watch. Let me show you guys the back too. Look, CRF, really cool, okay? Yeah. It's water resistant, right? It's stainless steel, that's right. And down here it says Fla Tetra, okay? Man, spectacular. What a beautiful watch, right? We're happy to show you when the product is cool, like the new jerseys, the new watch for the 4th Libertadores title. I want to thank Danilo. Danilo was the first to receive it, right? He got the first unit, this unit here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, the unit number is written here, right? This one is number 200, is that right? About 200 here. I'll use a magnifying glass later since my vision's failing. But man, look, really cool. I'm really happy with this watch, right? It's spectacular. You can get yours too, your official Flamengo product, right? I also want to thank Haroldo's Caravan, all our sponsors, Mais Cabello, the Mais Slim program. Really thank all our sponsors. Look, I want to start our video here by saying that everything is out in the open. It's all out in the open, man. The situation is shameful, shameful. My friends, the penalty that was given to Palmeiras, they're saying the player bumped his knee into the calf of the Palmeiras player. They're defending that it was a penalty. And the same guys who are defending that it was a penalty, right? Denilson, I love Denilson. I really like Denilson, but man, come on. He's defending that it was a penalty, that it was a clear penalty. These same guys said it wasn't a penalty and were arguing with Luis Roberto, who remembers. They were talking bad about Luis Roberto. They were criticizing Luis Roberto, saying that Globo kept replaying it to show that it was a penalty in favor of Flamengo and all that. Remember that play with Arrascaeta where Jorginho got a card and everything? My friends, look at this. Look at this here. The sparrow flaw. Yeah. Check this out. Yeah, man, seriously, man.
Honestly, really, no bias, man. Can anyone see a difference between the penalty called yesterday for Palmeiras and this penalty that wasn't called on Arrascaeta against Sao Paulo already this year, man? There's no discussion. They're identical plays.
They're identical plays.
Palmeiras gets the call and Flamengo doesn't.
It can't be anything else.
People say it's biased, man. The plays are exactly the same.
Everything has been exposed, my friends. Everything has been exposed. Yeah. We see teams with plays just like Palmeiras, which are called in favor of Palmeiras, but for other teams, they're not. And they still have the audacity, the courage to criticize the CBF, CONMEBOL, and talk nonsense. And it's no wonder they're being punished. It's no wonder they're being punished. Man, I'm telling you, these guys keep trying to push these narratives that just won't work. They won't work. In fact, I shared a situation here, look, from Mundo na Bola, from my friend Fabrizio Kika, him exposing the Palmeiras biased journalists once again, right? Right?
In two different situations, they referred to the penalty awarded to the Palmeiras player Arthur as a Arrascaeta-style penalty. Two bad journalists referred to the questionable penalty awarded to the Palmeiras player as a Arrascaeta-style penalty. Listen to what they said.
I don't want to listen. I want to use their content, but I can tell you the following. It's the same journalist, Fabrizio Kika. One of them is the same one who claimed there was a signed document from Libra by Landim. And they were saying that the penalty for Palmeiras was like La Rascaeta's. Yeah. These guys make a living out of creating these stories, these fake news, these biased absurdities against Flamengo. Let's listen to Fabrizio Kika here, right?
About Libra, which we've never even seen to this day, and we ask, where's the signature? The other one is Paolo Massini, a journalist who's widely regarded as weak, with very little substance, and who gets a lot of engagement by making negative comments about Flamengo.
They do this all the time and keep putting these out, keep putting these out. Curiously,
this negative narrative about Flamengo also happens within Palmeiras management. The shoppy version of Flamengo, the shoppy version of Real Madrid, and the journalists also take part in this movement, this vilification narrative. When you refer to a questionable penalty and create the adjective Rascaeta penalty, you ignore, for example, the fact that several Palmeiras players also have this behavior. This is a creation of Emi.
They give them a penalty, but not for Arrascaeta against São Paulo, right?
And journalists who, interestingly, also support Palmeiras pay attention to this narrative being created because this is very bad for Flamengo. Creating this image of a villain, of a bad guy, having a player who does it, and we're not saying that Rascaeta doesn't do it. What Rascaeta does is wrong, but Rascaeta doesn't do it alone. Other players do this too, even at Palmeiras.
Most of them.
You're only focusing on Rascaeta, suggesting that he's the only one who does it. We have a campaign that comes from Palmeiras and from journalists who support Palmeiras.
Perfect, Fabrizio Kika. They're creating these narratives. It's a tactic, okay? It's a tactic. Stay alert because war has been declared. Look, we had Diego Ribas speaking for the first time about what happened in that call to Jorge Jesus. The channel Flamenguista Terceirizado is a joke about what they like to say about Flamengo, right? Flamenguista Terceirizado. He talked to Diego Ribas. Let's see what he said. Check it out.
Can you tell us a little about that live stream, since everyone was smiling? Several Flamengo fans are waiting, curious about your conversation.
Yeah, no, the conversation was really good. Well, we're friends. I love that group. And at that moment, we were laughing about Jorge, right? Mister's funny in the way he talks. He caught the group's attention there. We laughed. But it was a really good moment among friends.
Just a curiosity, no.
No.
It was just conversation, really. Chatting. Man, this story. So, people wanted to know if there was any teasing of Palmeiras. La, 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 la. Song about Palmeiras lacking a world title. But he said it was just some banter, right? That Jorge Jesus is really funny and all that. And, my friends, yesterday we had Flamengo making history at Maracanãzinho. Flamengo made history at Maracanãzinho, and we need to bring this to you because what happened was historic. I want to bring you our team's coverage. Flamengo was losing by 2-0. It went to the tiebreak. They were losing 14-10. Flamengo turned the game around. Bernardinho was going crazy. I'm going to show you here. We're going to react here to Flamengo. Look at this, look at this. Look at that final moment there. In the comeback, Flamengo winning. Look at this. Bernardinho, man. He keeps going. It's that spirit of Jorge Jesus. Bernardinho, he's still this fantastic guy, man. Look at that. He keeps being this fantastic guy. Look over there. Amazing, man. Bernardinho is incredible. That's spectacular, man. So this comeback from Flamengo, let's follow along with our team. Bruno Dobbs and Davi Azevedo were at Maracanãzinho, covering for the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. So what do you guys have to bring us? You guys definitely talk to the standout player of the game, right? But Bruno, man of the match? No, okay? Women of the match? No, how does it go? Woman of the match? Woman of the match, right? Those are the women's volleyball players. But you already told me off camera that you were nervous about interviewing the game's star.
Guys, we're here at Maracanãzinho and we witnessed a historic comeback after Praia Club went up 2-0. Flamengo came back, tied it at 2 sets apiece and played an unforgettable 5th set. Davi, say something for God's sake.
Man, like you said, what we experienced here was unforgettable. The Flamengo fans gave incredible support here too. At every moment, Maracanãzinho was packed, completely sold out, right? And for me, the highlight of the game was Helena. She came into the match even though she's not called on much by Bernardinho. She entered the game when Flamengo seemed to already be lost on the court. For me, the standout of the game came in and played really well, blocking, scoring points. Man, honestly, she was the key player for me. For Flamengo to find themselves again on the court and make this comeback and in this way secure their spot in the grand final.
Exactly what Davi said. Helena, for me, was the best in the game. Kirov, right, she won the match MVP. But for me, Helena was also the best. The huge crowd here at Maracanãzinho. A beautiful celebration that forced a third game, right? The third game that's going to be this Friday. And at 9 o'clock here at Maracanãzinho as well. So if it was packed today, it has to be even more packed because the tickets haven't sold out yet. So that's it, nation. History, what we experienced here, history. We're in this together.
Helena, I'd like your thoughts on the game since you joined after Flamengo was already behind. It changed completely, it gave more balance, and was this one of the toughest games you've played for Flamengo considering how hard it was for you to come back?
As I said in the last interview, being Flamengo means constant excitement and ups and downs. But I was really happy to be able to get back on the court, to help the team, to change the game, not just tactically but with energy too. To take advantage of the fans we had on our side, that counts a lot. It really helped us on the court. That's how our team is. Since the season started, we've shown it's not just the 6 on the court, it's all 16 of us. We prepare every day for this and deserve where we are. Friday is the big game. It's 0-0 and we have to face Praia all over again, and they're definitely going to come at us with everything they've got.
Regaining more confidence at season's end and beyond?
I believe so, right? I'm sure of it. It's always good to have confidence. I think it's not just for me, but for the whole team. We went to Praia, we lost 3-0 there, so it was a tough defeat. We couldn't do anything we had trained for, anything we had planned, so we brought the game home. In the first 2 sets, everything started to go wrong, but since the beginning of the season, we always made it clear that we wouldn't give up on any game. We would go until the end. Our life in the competition was at stake. And that's what happened. Like when we left the locker room, we had that in mind. Now we have to do it all again Friday, only better, and it'll be another tough game. Thankfully, it's at home. So please, everyone, come out. We really need you.
That's it. Message from Helena. Congrats, Helena. Thank you. Nothing like being honored with a victory like this, right? Because yesterday we lost our great Oscar Schmidt, the greatest basketball legend, one of the greatest icons in sports. And man, Maracanazinho, which was Oscar's home, Flamengo puts on this spectacular celebration, right? This is a great tribute to Oscar. Now let me bring in Oscar's brother, Tadeu Schmidt. Yeah, he ended up speaking out, right? Explaining a bit about what happened. And look, I'm going to show you a clip here. Check this out. I even put Arrascaeta's jersey there that you guys sent to our family. He thanked you for the affection, and then he explained that Oscar would never want him to stop working. That Oscar once played with a fractured hand. That Oscar would say to him like this, "Are you crazy? You're going to work." So he said that Oscar, I had already talked about this, that he was his biggest idol in life. Oscar was his reference for everything. And then I remembered, my friends, and I also had a friend who came to talk to me, and that ended up motivating me to do this. Alípio, who has the page Cavalinho Malvadão, he told me, man, Arrascaeta could wear the number 14 jersey as a tribute to Oscar. I said, man, I had already thought about that. And I had already talked to Arrascaeta's agent about that. And Arrascaeta's agent, Daniel Fonseca, loved the idea of Arrascaeta wearing the number 14 jersey, which belonged to Oscar Schmidt and Arrascaeta himself. Made history, right? Arrascaeta made history with the number 14 jersey. Then I got in touch with some people from Flamengo's board who also really liked the idea. And the fans were amazed by this idea from Arrascaeta, remembering his number 14 jersey with which he had so many glorious moments. He remembered. And on top of that, he paid tribute to Oscar Schmidt, who wore the number 4 jersey. Yeah. There were Palmeiras fans. That's what I tell you guys. It seems like those guys live just to talk about Flamengo. Coming to attack me on Twitter, saying that Oscar won the title in '77 with Palmeiras over Flamengo. He crushed Flamengo. So, here's what I say, man. Palmeiras only has one Brazilian basketball title, '77. Congratulations, it was with Oscar, right? With Oscar, he deserves it. They only have one title. '77 Flamengo, just in Brazilian championships, has 9. They have 2 world titles, and those guys want, Palmeiras doesn't have a world title in basketball either. So those guys always want to make everything about Flamengo. It's all the time. It's everything. Even when Oscar is being honored, they want to come and stir up trouble. Then, with that whole thing about the bank, BRB, the president isn't even the president of BRB anymore. Since November of last year, he's not the president of BRB anymore. And the guy still wants to talk. And man, what did they tell me? The bank is a victim. If anything is happening, the bank is a victim. We're together. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Like the other video. Greetings, red and black fans. This is Flamengo. Thanks.